In the last episode of The Fallen and the Virtuous, titled Dogmatika Fleur-de-Lis, The Knighted, we get to see a more expansive look of the Dogmatican city and into the inner workings of its ruling religious order. Turns out they don't look kindly to outsiders, as they treat them like heretics and keep them imprisoned in their city. This opposing faction to the Dogmatican power, called themselves Tri-Brigade, has infiltrated the city in the hopes of rescuing their imprisoned brethren. While their leader Shurek is fending off Fleur-de-Lis, the strongest warrior of the Dogmatican nation, the other Tri-Brigade members are facing off the Dogmatican guards at the crash site of the dragon who fall out of the sky. It is still unclear what is the true goal of the Dogmatican order, but one thing's for sure, they are not as righteous as they claim themselves to be. They even turned themselves against Ecclesia, who is their virtuous vessel, just because she defied their order and tried to protect the injured stranger. Betrayal, broken faction, and new bonds being formed. Our story is heating up on the battlefield of the Dogmatika city. The Fallen and the Virtuous, Episode 3, Tri-Brigade Shurek, the Ominous Omen. The sudden transformation of Albaz into Brigand the Glowing Dragon sent a shockwave into the battlefield. But the silence didn't last for long. Ashian made his first move and commanded the guards to attack Brigand. The Tri-Brigade forces also decide to join the battle, as the standoff is now officially over. This battle holds a significant meaning for the Tri-Brigade, even though all things considered, this is just a small skirmish between these two factions. Because this battle is a distraction, so that the other Tri-Brigade member can succeed their rescue mission. The battle was fierce, as both sides traded blows with each other, and there was no clear victor emerging. You can also see the details of the battle being depicted in the art of the card Tri-Brigade Revolt. Meanwhile, the battle between Shurek and Fleur-de-Lis also reaches its climax. These two powerful combined epic clash blaze up the sky as they leave behind trails of flashing light and thunderous sound in their wake. This has gotta be the best fighting sequence of the series so far, and I would love for them to expand more on this kind of sequence in the future if they get the chance to. With the help of Mercurial acting like a decoy, Shurek managed to catch Fleur-de-Lis off guard and tried to land a killing blow on her now that she no longer has a helmet to protect her. But with a lightning reflex, Fleur-de-Lis managed to deflect the attack and quickly launched a counter-attack against Shurek. The battle was over. Shurek can no longer help against Fleur-de-Lis. However, before she can go for her final attack, the voice of Maximus sprang up in her head, ordering her to retreat, to which she complied. It was the same for the battle in the ground. All of the Dogmatican soldiers start lining up and retreat after Ashian, and they leave behind Ecclesia and the dragon who has now returned back into the void. We have no idea why the Dogmaticans are suddenly retreating, but for now, the battle is over. The Tri-Brigade has successfully completed their mission, and they also pick up the two stray that were left behind by the Dogmatika. And with that, our story ends off with Ecclesia waking up in the Dogmatika camp outside the city. Our hero is in for a rude awakening when her own nation turns against her, and the people who were deemed heretics by her own people has now raised a hand to help her. What will happen to Ecclesia now that her future has been changed forever? Next time, a hero's transformation, grief, loss, renewed conviction, and newfound friendship. Episode 4, The Fallen of Albaz. Now that we are halfway through the storyline, how have you guys been enjoying this challenge so far? This is my first serialized challenge on the channel, and I would love to hear your feedback on it. What do you think of the rules and the decks I've built so far? Please let me know in the comment. If you enjoyed this kind of video and want to see more challenges in the future, please do consider subscribing to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. Now let's move on to the deck building part of this video. The deck we have for the last video was a mixture of Tri-Brigade and Dogmatika. We can only work with very few good Dogmatika cards, and we are missing some of the best cards in Tri-Brigade, which is Kit and Revolt. We also have to accommodate 2 bad Tri-Brigade cards in the standoff and the airborne assault. That is overall bringing down the quality of the deck. And of course, Albaz still haven't shown himself to be very useful yet, as there is really no card that synergizes very well with him. But the real challenge with this deck is that our 2 archetypes are very conflicting with one another. The Tri-Brigade want to spam extra deck monster, while the Dogmatika cards lock you out of the extra deck completely. But they also kinda need the extra deck slot to make the card work, so building the extra deck is also kind of a challenge. This problem might even exacerbate itself further, as more and more archetypes being added to the series. What do you think? Should we keep accommodating all of the archetypes? Or should we drop some of the old archetypes to make space for some of the new ones? With that being said though, this episode doesn't give us much new card to work with. We are only getting Revolt and Mercurier. So this is the deck that I built that are including these 2 new cards. And while the Revolt is a great card to have, we still don't have the background to search it for us. So I'm including 3 triple tactic thrusts in this list to help set this card from the deck. This is also kind of an appropriate card to have, since the new alternative art for the card do feature the Tri-Brigade members. Because of the thrusts, I can cut down on some of the more situational go second cards, and only play 1 copy of each. On the other hand, the Mercurier, even though it's a Tri-Brigade card, doesn't very well synergize with the archetype at all, with the only plus that it can be searched with Nerval, and you can use it to summon your Karas. Other than that, this is still pretty much the same deck as our last list, but just a little bit better. The red reboot here is a flex slot for a card that I think that is good for the current meta, so it's gonna get changed from video to video. The extra deck also didn't get changed much, but this time around, we put more of a focus on summoning Shurek, which is perfect since this is his episode. Hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay for this video, and see you in the next one.